Hello and welcome everybody. If you can hear me, please drop me a 111 in the chat box and then I will make a start. Okay, thank you Fatima, thank you Mandeep. So my name is Dr. Jav, I'm a Forex and cryptocurrency trader. I've been trading now for up to around 5 or so years. Now today this presentation is going to last about 35 to around 40 minutes. And from the outset, I just want to make it absolutely clear that you will not become a professional Forex trader by the end of this presentation. Now, Forex trading is very much a knowledge that you acquire over a period of time. And today, this presentation is only meant to give you an introduction to trading, and you should be able to walk away from this presentation and be in a position to start trading straight away. I've just had a message from someone that they can't hear me. If you can hear me, please drop me a 333 in the chat box and I will continue. Now, I'm going to actually pull up a presentation. If you can see this presentation, please drop me a yes in the chat box. And again, I will continue and share my screen with you. So again, my name is Dr. Jav. I'm a Forex and cryptocurrency trader. I have been trading now for up to 5 years. Thank you, Andrew Olher. You can hear me and you can see the presentation, so I will continue. I've been trading now for up to 5 years very, very successfully. I started off, interestingly, trading cryptocurrency, and then I moved on to Forex, commodities, indices, and so on and so on. Now, again, if you look at this pie chart here, and I don't know if you know much about this, but I'm going to explain it to you in a little bit of detail. This pie chart is actually known as the cash flow quadrant, and it was first produced by a guy called Robert Kiyosaki. Now, if you don't know who Robert Kiyosaki is an entrepreneur. He has businesses all over the world, and he wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you don't have access to a pen and paper, my recommendation is for you to go and get one, because you will need to take notes. And those of you that take notes will know that note takers are money makers. So again, my recommendation is that you take notes and go back to your notes at a later stage so that you can go through the points that are talk about on this presentation. So Robert Kiyosaki, the guy who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, came up with this presentation, with this slide, the cash flow quadrant. Now, I was introduced to Robert Kiyosaki going back about 20 or so years, so 2 decades. I was very, very young, and I had decided at that point in my life that perhaps working in a job, working for an employer wasn't for me. I was in my first job out of university, and in all honesty and being very, very truthful, I absolutely hated it, probably from about the first day. And I very, very quickly decided that working for an employer as an employee was not the way for me. So I resigned from that first job and I decided to go to Australia. So at the airport, this was Heathrow Airport, I went into W.H. Smith's and bought the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It was in the book aisles and it just appealed to me. So I bought the book and actually read the book, the entire book, during the flight to Australia. And as you know, it's quite a long flight, and it was enough time for me to complete the whole book. And that book was my first introduction to business. And since then, I've been in business now for over 2 decades. I was a property millionaire in my early 30s. I've written books and spoken at conferences and universities worldwide for going on quite a few years now. When it comes to the currency markets, like I stated earlier, I've been actively involved in currency now for around 5 or so years. Now, going back to the cash flow quadrant that you see here, whether you know this or not, 95% of the world population is broke. That's a very big number. 95% of 7.8 billion people, which comes to around 7.4 billion, a very, very big number, are broke. 95% of the world population have more month at the end of the money every single month. It's that 95% that are employees working for somebody else, or people that are primarily self-employed. Unfortunately, a lot of people think that self-employment is actually your own business. In essence, it can be. However, what happens is that when you become self-employed, many people are back in the same position as they were before, but now they're working for themselves, working longer hours, yet they have more month at the end of the money every single month. 5% of the world population control more wealth than the rest of the 95% of the world population. So 5% of the world population have more money at the end of the money, and that is how it should be. 5% of the world population are business owners and investors, and as Forex traders, we fall within that 5%. We have many, many students all over the world. At this moment in time, we have over 200,000 students, and we're aiming to hit 1 million students within a couple of years. So we have many, many students all over the world who are learning to trade Forex, and very, very successfully. Now, foreign exchange or Forex is something that's been around for a very, very long time. And I don't know if you know this, but over $6.6 trillion is exchanged in the foreign exchange market every single day. I'll say that again. $6.6 trillion is exchanged in foreign exchange every single day. Now, that number is absolutely huge. If you do not know what $1 trillion is, $1 trillion is a 1 with 12 zeros at the end of it. So a huge, huge number. And banks collectively, so whoever you bank with, whether it's Barclays, HSBC, Santander, it does not make a difference. Whoever you bank with, banks collectively are making over $1 trillion every single day. Banks are making $1 trillion every single day. And interestingly, they're not even making it from their own money. They are using OPM or other people's money, and that money is actually yours. If you have a bank account, chances are your money is being used by your bank to do Forex with. So whether you like it or not, you are already doing Forex. Now, my question to you, to every single person on this call, is how much money have you made on your money in the last 10 years? I'll say that again. How much money have you made on your money in the last 10 years? Now, whenever I ask this question, many, many people come back to me and say, well, actually, it's been close to £0 or dollars. So very, very little. In the last decade, last 10 years or so, interest rates have been extremely low. So making money on your money while it's sitting in the bank account has been, I'd say, nigh on impossible. And the only people, the only corporations that have made money upon money have been banks, merchant banks, investors like ourselves. But the general populace, general public, the answer is zilts. You've made zero on your money in the last 10 years. Now, we're going to change that, because with foreign exchange, you actually make money on money. And I'll talk about that as I go through this presentation. Now, the amazing thing about foreign exchange, excuse me, is that it's a 24-hour-a-day, 5-day-a-week market. You can actually exchange on the foreign exchange market 24 hours a day, Monday to Friday. There's a little bit of overlap on Saturday and Sunday, depending on which market you are trading upon, but generally 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, you can trade foreign exchange. Now, if you ever been to a foreign country, just say you go to the USA from the UK, you go to the exchange to change your pounds for your dollars. Just by doing that, you have taken part in the foreign exchange market. If you go back to that same exchange and make the transaction again at a later date or time, you may be offered a different exchange rate. Now, it's this difference in exchange rates that we as foreign exchange traders utilize or use to profit from. As long as there's movement in the market, whether the price is going up or down, we as foreign exchange traders can profit from that movement. Now, there's various types of foreign exchange traders in the world. I mean, you could be a scalper, you could be a day trader, a swing trader, a position trader. It does not matter. A scalper is someone who scalps the market. So a scalper will come in and out of trades very, very quickly. These trades could last a few seconds, a few minutes. So scalpers tend to put down quite a few trades in any 24-hour period. Then you have day traders. Day traders do not hold overnight trades. A day trader is someone who might place a trade at, say, 9 a.m. in the morning, leave it for a few hours, and then close that trade before, say, 5 p.m., 9 p.m. in the evening. A day trader will generally not hold trades overnight. Then you have swing traders. Swing traders are those people, those investors, those traders that may trade over days, over weeks. So as a swing trader, you may place a trade today, for example, now, and then let that trade run for a few days, for a few weeks, and hopefully you will profit from that trade when it comes to closure of that trade. And then you have position traders. Now, position traders can hold their trades for weeks, months, and even years. And again, in my particular case, I do a bit of scalping, I do a bit of day trading, swing trading, and also position trading. Now, we have a system called Learn and Earn, and through our system, we enable you to both learn how to trade and also earn an income from trading effectively from day one. And the way we do that is because we don't just teach you how to trade, we don't just give you the wheelbarrow and spade so you can go away and trade. We also help you by providing you with trading ideas or signals. A trading idea or signal is information that you put into an app on your phone that will allow your trade to take place. And the amazing thing is, when you're trading, you do not have to watch your trade 24 hours a day. So what happens is when we give you information to put into your trades, you put that information into your trade, you let the trade run, whether it's for a few minutes, few hours, doesn't really make a difference. And that trade is on autopilot, and that trade will exit once it's hit profit or it's hit loss. 80% of our signals, 80% of our trading ideas are generally profitable. Now, the amazing thing about foreign exchange is that you do not have to use all of your own physical money. There's a system known as leverage, which allows you to trade and use the broker's capital to profit with. Let me give you an example. In the case of property investment, when you're buying property, you can buy property with a deposit and a mortgage. The same difference occurs with trading. You put a deposit down and your broker will fund the rest of the capital for you to trade with. And on that basis, your profits can run a lot higher than otherwise. Converse to that, obviously you can make loss as well, but we have a system whereby we minimize loss using something known as lot size, and that is something that we teach you on our program. Now, very, very important to note is that we do not copy trade. So I will at no point ask you for money to use to trade on your behalf. I would rather we teach you and show you how to trade. We have one of the best mentorship systems in the whole wide world. We have over 100 mentors that teach you and show you how to trade. Very, very important to note is that we also make money by following trends. We do not gamble. We do both technical analysis, we look at fundamentals, and based on the back of that, we are able to place our trades. Now, we don't just trade foreign exchange, we also trade, as you can see, digital currencies. Now, a good example of a digital currency is Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has been around since 2009. In 2009, Bitcoin, which was the first cryptocurrency in the market, was around 10 cents. Excuse me. So the price of one Bitcoin was around 10 cents or around 10p or thereabouts if you're based in the UK. So the price was very, very low. Now, many people that bought Bitcoin when the price was anywhere from a few cents to a few hundred cents and sold Bitcoin at the ATH, the all-time high, which occurred in December 2017, many of those people became almost instant millionaires just by hodling or position trading Bitcoin. They did not need to know how to trade Bitcoin. All they did was make two transactions. They bought Bitcoin when the price was very, very low, and they sold Bitcoin when the price was very, very high. The ATH of Bitcoin was achieved, like I said earlier, in December 2017, when the price of Bitcoin was in the region of $20,000. At the moment, at this point in time, one Bitcoin is around $9,000. So it's around half of its ATH in December 2017. Now, on the 11th of May 2020, we had something known as Bitcoin halving. Now, Bitcoin halving is when the supply of Bitcoin to the market halves. On the 11th of May 2020, the number of Bitcoins that were produced or supplied to the market came down from 12.5 to 6.25 every 10 minutes. Now, whenever Bitcoin halving occurs, the price of Bitcoin naturally goes through the roof. The prior Bitcoin halving occurred in April 2016, and the ATH of Bitcoin, the price of $20,000, was achieved in December 2017. Now, it's simple supply and demand economics. When the supply is high of any commodity, the price naturally comes down. When the supply comes down, the demand naturally increases. When demand goes up, price goes up. basic economics. Bitcoin halving has occurred just, in fact, last month in May 2020. And now on the back of that, on the back of simple economics, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to hit in the region of six figures 2 to 3 years from today. Six figures is at least $100,000 2 to 3 years from today. And just on that, on the basis of this simple argument, my recommendation is that if you do not have any Bitcoins at the moment, you should invest in Bitcoin and you should learn how to trade Bitcoin. Now, if you were to buy one Bitcoin today and hold onto that Bitcoin, or hodl that Bitcoin, hodl is a term which basically means that you're holding onto Bitcoin. If you were to hodl one Bitcoin, hold on to it for 3 years, in 3 years, you would still have one Bitcoin. And if in 3 years, the price of Bitcoin is 100,000, in 3 years from today, you would be sitting on $100,000. Now, if you were to get one Bitcoin today and learn how to trade that Bitcoin, and that is what we teach you, that is what we mentor you on, 3 years from today, you could be sitting on 3 Bitcoins. If the price of one Bitcoin 3 years from today is $100,000, you have trebled your equity base and you are now sitting on $300,000. Many people that I know are doing exactly that in the hope to pay off their mortgages, to invest further in property and other assets based on that simple market analysis. And again, Bitcoin, very, very important, is one of 5,000 plus cryptocurrencies in the market. We don't just trade Bitcoin. Personally, I trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and a few other coins. So there's 5,000 plus cryptocurrencies in the market. And again, 5,000 is a big number. Because we have an amazing system of mentors, we actually teach you and show you how to trade what we feel are the best cryptocurrencies in the market. We don't just trade cryptocurrency. We don't just trade Forex. Forex, again, is your standard currencies like pound, dollar, yen, euro. HFX is our high frequency mastery academy, where we teach you and show you how to trade binary options. And our system is second to none. And like I said earlier in this presentation, what happens is you don't just get access to me and my colleagues, you also get access to my mentors as well. We have over 100 mentors who teach you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, how to trade the markets. 100 mentors. There's no such system like this anywhere in the world. Our mentors are 6 and 7 figure earners, which means they earn at least $100,000 to $1 million every single year from trading the markets, whether they're trading Forex, cryptocurrency, indices like US 30, German 30, or commodities like gold, oil, gas. It makes no difference. You are allocated mentors from day one who hold your hand and show you how to trade. Now, many of our sessions are live sessions, which basically means that very much like this presentation, your mentor will sit down with you. And because we have students in 120 countries, it's physically impossible for any one particular mentor to be with everyone at the same time. So we use an online system very much like this, where the mentor will sit down with you and actually live trade. We had live trading today, like every other day in the week, where you can sit down with your mentor and place the same trades as your mentor. If you're placing the same trades as a multi-millionaire mentor, there's not very much that can go wrong. And that is how I learned how to trade. When I first started trading, I did not know what Forex was. I did not have a clue. I knew a little bit about the stock market because I've traded the stock market before, but when it came to Forex, I did not have a clue, and I learned how to trade by following the live sessions. Now, whenever you've got live mentorship, trust me, it's extremely powerful. Live mentorship, these sessions are on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and these sessions are also recorded. So if you cannot meet a live session for whatever reason, you can go back to it at a later date and time and just watch how we've placed those trades, and then you can copy the same system that we're using. Now, we have a system known as harmonics. This is one of my favorite systems, and basically the harmonics systems that we have presents you with entry points, stop losses, and take profits for a number of trades. I actually call this a semi-automated system. You need to do a little bit of analysis on each trade that we give you. However, most of the hard work is done for you, and all you need to do is spend 5 or 10 minutes doing a little bit of analysis. And again, we'll teach you how to do this. When it comes to analysis, the good news is that you do not need a math degree. You can be anyone. We have students who don't even have GCSEs who are trading with us. We have students from the ages of 13 to over 70 who are trading with us, and it does not matter what your background is. What matters most is that you are teachable. I'll say that again. What matters most is that you are teachable. We don't care whether you are male, female, a managing director, a janitor, a student. It makes no difference. We have doctors, students, we have men, women from all corners of the earth, 120 countries all around the world who are trading with us. And the amazing thing is, when it comes to trading, all you need is a mobile phone and an app on that phone that we will help you download, and you are ready to go. Now, going back a few years, I remember I was actually in Malaysia, Singapore, and Dubai, and a few other countries, and I was able to derive an income with just a mobile phone. So in my particular case, I do not need to sit in an office. I can actually trade the markets from anywhere in the world. And that's why this proposition is so attractive to so many people. We have professionals who are trading with us. We even have pilots who trade with us. We have teachers. We have single mothers and single fathers. We have the unemployed. We have managing directors of company. We have all walks of life, all demographics of people who trade with us. And we have several apps that you can download onto your phone once you join us, and we'll teach you how to trade the largest and most liquid markets in the world. Now, when it comes to trading, again, you may know this, you may not know this, but trading is 10% education, 10% skill, and 80% mindset. The bulk of trading is mindset. If you are not personally developed, if you're not emotionally in the right place, even if you had all the skill in the world, your trades would most likely go in the wrong direction. And the wrong direction can be down or up, depending on whether you've got to sell or buy on your trade. Now, we understand this. We obviously, we've been trading for a very, very long time. We understand how important mindset is, how important personal development is. And that is why we have partnered with the biggest personal development coach in the world, Bob Proctor. So through Bob Proctor, we actually give you bi-weekly personal development and mindset training or mentorship, so that you can ensure that when it comes to trading, when it comes to building the business, you're going in the right direction. The people that fail when it comes to trading are those that have not got the mindset in the right place. But because we give you a 360-degree approach to mentorship, we cover the skills, we cover the education, we also cover the mindset. So write this down. Trading is 80% mindset, and your mindset has to be in the right place for you to be able to trade profitably. And that is why we have teamed up with the largest personal development guru or teacher in the world. And he is not just my mentor, he will also be your mentor to ensure that you do very, very well in this business. Now, to get started, we have the Forex Academy. That is one of our most popular academies. It's around $235 to get started. In UK pounds, that comes to around £175, £180, depending on the current exchange rate. Now, the monthly cost that you see on this slide is something that you do not need to pay, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes, because we have a system known as 2 for free. So just look at the startup cost, and for around $235, you can learn how to trade the most liquid and largest currency markets in the world. If you only want to do digital currency, we have a DCX program you can see on there on the top right. And my favorite package is the Elite Academy, which will not only mentor you on Forex, it will also mentor you on cryptocurrency, commodities, indices, and also, of course, binary options, if that is something of interest to you. So the Elite package is one of our favorites. Again, you do not need to pay the monthly, because we have a system known as 2 for free, which is an affiliate system. And I'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. Now, for those of you that are a little bit more advanced and you want to actually focus in on any particular strategy, we have many, many add-ons that you can add to your package. For example, Vibrator on here is a scalping system that we have. And if you were to add that to your package, it would enable you to scalp. Now, many of these software tools that you can see on this slide are, I call them semi-automated trading systems. All you need to do is a little bit of analysis, and on average, our trades are 80 to 85% profitable, which means 8 to 9 trades out of 10 that you place through our system will derive you a profit. And that is unheard of in the marketplace. Now, the system that's known as 2 for free is an affiliate system. It's a system whereby if you were to recommend a friend, a colleague to this same platform and they were to join and trade themselves as well, once you recommend 2 people and those 2 people are active, there's nothing more to pay. Now, if I give you my example, when I joined, I paid about $200 to $300, and that is the only amount I've ever paid to learn how to trade the most liquid and largest currency markets in the world. Because within a couple of days of me joining, 2 or 3 of people that I knew also joined, and on the back of that, once they join, the company will no longer charge you. Now, interestingly, if you were to introduce more than 2 people, the company will actually start to pay you an income to trade. So in my case, I derive an affiliate income. If you don't know what affiliate income is, an affiliate income is basically an income that you receive for an introduction. And every single company that I know has an affiliate scheme whereby through introductions, they pay the recommender a small amount, well, call it whatever you want, for the recommendation. Now, if I was to give you an example of companies that I know that do this, John Lewis, Carphone Warehouse, Sainsbury's, Tesco's, a lot of these companies use affiliate structures to get more customers into the system. For example, there's a website called Top Cashback, and a lot of these companies, a lot of the brands I've just mentioned, use Top Cashback to find more customers. Our system is no different to Top Cashback. It's an affiliate networking system or word of mouth system, whereby if you were to recommend the services that you are using successfully to other people, the company will pay you an income, and you can use that income in your trades, or you can use that income to live off. And trust me, it's a very, very good income. Now, we also want to actually give you or show you our live trading system. So I'm just going to stop my screen share and introduce you to my colleague who is also on this call. Now, Mandeep, who should be on this call, will just go through one of our live trading systems and show you how it works. It's a very, very simplified system. And once you get it, it'll change your life. Trust me. We have 13-year-olds that have learned how to use this system. So Mandeep, are you on this call?
Yes, Dr. Jav, I am. How are you doing?
Mandeep, I'm doing awesome. It's good to see you on this beautiful, what day is it? Wednesday.
It's Wednesday today. Yes, it is very, very nice and hot in the UK for sure. How are you doing?
So Mandeep, just take it away, work your magic and show everybody the system that we use, and I'll touch base with you again after this presentation.
Okay, perfect, amazing. So Jav, Dr. Jav, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction and presentation. So what he's actually taken you today is how you can get involved in a system, in a platform where you can start generating an extra income just for literally a couple of $100. It does go a very, very long way. So a bit about myself. My name is Mandeep. I'm from Leicester. I'm the eldest of 4 siblings. So for me, you know, setting the best example was always there. And my parents said the same thing to me, like probably a lot of your parents said, which was get a good education, study hard, and get a good job for life. But as we know, with everything going on out there, there's no such thing as a job for life anymore. Now, my background is in the corporate world. I worked in the education sector, supporting head teachers with their recruitment for primary, secondary, and special educational needs schools, and it was amazing because I spent those 10 years, you know, working for someone else, which I thought was I thought it was great. I thought I'm living my life's mission, and it's all great, and you know, company car and lunches and the incentives are really good for the company I worked with. For, but over time I became frustrated. I became very, very frustrated. The education market started to change. Targets were getting harder. It was much more difficult to get a promotion and earn bonuses. And I don't know about you, but like all 18 of you on the call, I had to wait 1 whole year for a bonus. And I'm sure many of you, you know, do the same at your work. We didn't have like monthly or weekly bonuses. We had to wait 1 whole year before we got that extra bit in our pay packet. I'm going to share a funny story with you, actually, which probably is not so funny after all, actually, when I do say it. But my sister actually calculated how much you would actually gain per hour after a bonus of, say, £2,000. You got a bonus of £2,000 in your pay packet. if you actually work that out per hour over your working year, it actually amounts up. I say amounts up to, but it's literally just 67 pence per hour for a week of, 37 hours a week. It amounts to just 67 pence per hour. That's literally it. That's how much we work for extra just to get that 2,000 pound bonus, which is an average bonus. So when you actually work it out, it's not that much. So I worked in education for 10 years. The company was really great. But like I said, it was not for me in the end, because I got my retirement letter, which was 68 years old, at £11,000 a year. And I thought to myself, no, thank you. I do not want to live in this cycle of poverty where I'm having to, have very high expenses and then run out of money, like Dr. Jav said, having too much month at the end of the money. How many times do we get paid and then all of a sudden after 1 week, 2 weeks, we're thinking, oh, I've only got a couple of £100 left. Did you know the average disposable income for a family of 4 is just £200? Can you believe it? After all the bills, the mortgage, the rent, fees, tax, everything has gone out. We are left as the average British citizen. So I appreciate there might be people from other countries here, but in the UK, the average disposable income for a family of 4 is just £200, which is pretty low. It's really, really low. And it means that families have nothing to live off. After their wages have come out. So it is a bit of a crisis out there. And we feel that with this company, this is a solution to a world-class problem. I actually started this 2.5 years ago. Today, by God's grace, I'm in a position where I've sacked my boss. I don't need to worry about money, energy, or time. But I'll tell you one thing, my energy was very poor when I was in the corporate world, especially in the last few years, because I was just so frustrated and fed up, overworked and underpaid. And I was very, very time poor as well, extremely time poor. So what used to happen was I'd work really, really hard during the week. And at the weekend, I didn't want to see anyone. I didn't want to speak to anyone. I just wanted to sleep and rest. And that was it. But it comes to a point, ladies and gentlemen, where we start questioning, is this really the life we want to live until the age of, 64 or 68 or even 70? Now, I don't know the ages, of course, of everybody on here, but wherever you are in your life right now, just have a really good think. Are you genuinely happy doing what you're doing for the next 10 years or 20 years or 50 years? So whatever it is, have a really good think about that. But something like this could really, really enhance your lifestyle. You might be someone on the call looking to, I don't know, cover a mortgage or earn extra disposable income, retire your parents, send your children to a good nursery or to a university, pay for a dream wedding. Whatever your goal is in life, we can help you to achieve that. Obviously, there's no guarantees with anything, but diligence and hard work will get you through. And that is exactly what Dr. Jav has done, along with myself, and 200,000 other people worldwide in 120 countries are using this platform. And by the way, we also have Bob Proctor partnered up with us. We also have Bob Proctor partnered up with us. Sometimes people get a little skeptical, thinking, is this real? Is this company, is it legitimate? And I always say to them, look, if someone like Bob Proctor, who's a multi-millionaire coach, author, and motivational speaker, if he is someone that is partnered up with our platform, happy days. This is, of course, a legitimate platform. This works. This 100% works if we work. So what I want to show you is a strategy that I actually teach throughout the week for our team. I'm going to share my screen right now. Dr. Jav actually pointed out the Vibrata tool on the add-ons section for $22 a month for the Platinum Pack. So this is what the screen will look like when you log in to it. So if you can actually see my screen, just drop me a number 1 in the chat box, and I'll walk and talk you through how powerful this really is. Okay, perfect. Thank you all. I really appreciate it. Perfect. So what will happen is that I'm going to show you an example of a buy signal and also an example of a sell signal. Now, the accuracy of this product is about 80 to 90% in my experience. I've been using it, Dr. Jav's been using it, many other people have been using it, for the last few years and beyond since we've been involved in the company. And I would say that's how high the accuracy rate is. So I just want to show you an example. Now, this is a trade that I took earlier, USD JPY. And what I want you to look at for the guests on the call, I want you to look at 3 lines. And they are as follows: the green line here, the red line, and the blue line. So green, red, and blue. Now, I'm going to go through this example with you on this one, and then we're going to look at another example where you're going to actually interact and kind of give your answers. So the first step is, have the red and the blue lines crossed over on this chart. Now, let me just show you where I took it earlier, because we actually look at the last line, but of course time has passed since then. So let me just adjust this and just show you. Right, okay. Right, so it's about here. So earlier on this afternoon, I entered this trade over here at the yellow point. Okay, at the yellow point. I mean, this is a live chart, by the way, but I'm just showing you where we entered. So I entered at the horizontal. Vertical line here. So step number one is have the red and the blue lines crossed over, and we can actually see here at this point, if I just zoom in there, we can actually see there has been a crossover of the red and the blue line just there behind the green candles. So that's step number one, the red and the blue lines crossing over. Step number two is that the red line is the dominating line. So for a buy signal, the red line needs to be above the blue line. It needs to be above the blue line, which in this instance it is. Fantastic. So USD JPY, is the red above the blue line? Yes, it is. So step number two is a yes. Remember, you're looking for 3 yeses, 3 out of 3 yeses. And then step number 3 is which way is the green line pointing? Now at this point, if I just move back, the green line was actually pointing up just on this step here. At this point here, it was actually pointing up. And so what we do is when we've got 3 yeses, we take the trade. So at this point, what will happen is we will go into our trading app, which is MetaTrader 4, find USD JPY and put the signal in as a buy and start catching pips and making money straight away. Now, this is a 10 pip per trade guaranteed strategy. So you will always, or you should always, 80% of the time, catch those 10 pips. And if I measure how many pips we would have caught from the entry point, it's more than 10 pips. I mean, we could see here, 10 pips is about there, where I've just stopped the arrow. But if I go all the way up here, it's about 30 pips. And the reason why that's important, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to convert that into money now. Say if you put £1 a pip, over the space of a couple of hours, that's £30, which is not bad for some trading, you know, doing a bit of trading. If you put £10 a pip, that's £300. £300 you would have made yourself in the day. And if that was £100 a pip times 30 pips, that's £3,000 we would have made, which is very, very powerful. So when you have a look at this in monetary terms, it's actually quite a lot. So what I've shown you so far is an example of a buy. I'm now going to show you an example of a sell, which is just this one here, GBP Canadian dollar. This was one that came in earlier, which was very, very great. So again, step number one, let me just quickly adjust the lines so they're a bit thicker for you to have a look. Okay, perfect. So step number one, have the, again, let me just put in the line. Just thicken this one as well. Okay, just give me a second while I set this up, because obviously I have to do this all on the spot when I do these calls. Perfect. Okay, so step number one, I think it was about this candlestick I entered. So step number one, have that. Now you tell me, okay, you tell me. I'm going to just take this off. We're going to do this together. So look at the yellow vertical line here. So step number one, can you see a crossover of the red and the blue line just before the yellow vertical line? Can you see the red and the blue lines have crossed over? Put it in the chat box, yes or no. Can you see a crossover of the red and the blue line? Perfect, amazing. I've got a few yeses, which were sent to me privately. Perfect. So here we can see a crossover of the red and the blue line. So that's step number one is a yes. Step number two is the red line below the blue line. Now here, this actually changed at this step. So we can see that the red is below the blue. Hopefully you can all see that. Perfect, amazing. And then step number three is which way is the green line pointing. Now at this stage, what you'll find is that the green line tends to be lagging behind, and that's why it's called a lagging span line. But at this point, the lagging span at the time we took the trade was actually over here, and it was pointing straight down. So we actually caught this trade as a sell, and again we're catching 10 pips, right? So watch this. If I look up from where we entered to how many pips are caught, you can see 10 pips is about there. But the market dropped further to about 90 pips. 90 pips, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you were trading this at £1 a pip, what is that? £90 over the space of 2 hours. £10 a pip is £900. £100 a pip is £9,000 just from using this software, just from using this product. It is as simple as that. Now, just to bear in mind, this software, this product is only available with our company. So you can't purchase this product from anywhere else. You can't Google it or get it off the internet. It is specifically available and patented to our company, iMastery Academy. So I would say give it a go. For any of the guests on the call, I started this a couple of years ago, but one thing I did do, and a lot of other people have done, is let their faith be bigger than their fear. Let their faith be bigger than their fear. And I tell you one thing to give you a bit of security: there is no contract with this company. So if at any point it does not suit you, no problem. You can leave if this is not something suitable for you. But just imagine where you could be in 6 months. At the end of the year, this year. Imagine where you could be in a couple of years where you're not worrying about money all the time, because a lot of people know how to make money, but they don't know how to multiply, compound, or invest it. So how are you going to do, what are you going to do with yourself and your money this year? Have a really, really great time. Dr. Jav, thank you for bringing me on, and over to you.
Thank you, Mandeep. That was absolutely awesome. So that was our vibrator system. It's a system that we use every single day. And it's a phenomenal system. It's a scalping system, which means that your trades can be a few seconds long, a few minutes long, or even a couple of hours here and there. So again, Vibrator is one of our bespoke systems. It's bespoke to our company, and you can only get it through us. It's a semi-automated system. You need to do a little bit of analysis that we teach you how to do. And on the back of that, you can place your trades, which are 80 to 85 or so % profitable. Now, for those of you that will want to join today, you'll get access to our Learn and Earn system, which basically means that you can earn an income from day one, because we give you trading ideas and alerts from day one. The vibrator system is one of many other systems that I showed you earlier. For example, we've got harmonics and a few other systems, and these systems give you entry points, stop loss, and also take profit numbers, and all you have to do is copy that information into another app on your phone, and once you've done that, that trade is placed for you. If you don't know how to copy and paste, we can show you how to copy and paste. I've had a question from someone from Fatima. What system? Again, the name of that system is Vibrator. You cannot get that system from anywhere other than through us, and it's a scalping system, an automated system that allows you to trade from day one. Now, when I started trading with this organization, and one of the reasons I started was because of the mentorship. The mentorship is second to none. You get access to over 100 mentors who have been trading for years and years and are in a position to teach you the best strategies in the market. And that is one of the reasons I'm with this organization as well. It's an amazing, amazing company with over 200,000 members all over the world in over 120 countries. Our Learn and Earn system is the best in the market. It enables you to earn an income from day one. Now, the economy today is not what it was 3 months ago, 6 months ago, even over 1 year ago. At the moment, we're heading towards a mass recession, unfortunately, but that is not the case for us who are trading on this platform. We actually control our own economies, and my recommendation to every single person on this call is for you to be in control of your own economy. It does not matter what is happening outside in the market. It does not matter if people are losing their jobs. It does not matter if millions of people all over the world are facing recession. When you control your own economy, your economy can be in direct contrast to what's happening around the world, because only you are in control of your destiny. And that is the system, that is this trading platform. It's a system that banks have been using for decades and decades and decades. Banks are making over $1 trillion a day from trading the markets. If you were to even have a small percentage of that pie, you'd be in an amazing, beautiful place. My name's Dr. Jav. Please get back to the person who recommended you attend this call, and let's get you on this platform today. We have an amazing promotion on at the moment. Speak to your mentor, and your mentor, he or she, will tell you how to register, and we can effectively get you to start trading from today. Again, my name's Dr. Jav. It's been awesome speaking to you today. I look forward to working with you very, very soon. Thank you.